Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 23 of our FTB OceanBlock Let's Play series, where today we are working on automating Industrial Foregoing Dissolution Chamber crafting. So let's get started. Hey guys, real quick interlude here. If you did not know, there is a button right below this video that says subscribe. And if you click on it, you'll get notified. Well, actually, if you click on that and the bell next to it, you'll get notified of any videos that I post. Looking at my analytics, only 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you other 70% would subscribe, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you all. Let's get started with the video. All right, welcome back. Continuing from our last episode, we finished off having set up this automation for our induction smelter here. And I actually went ahead and added a second induction smelter just so we could work through all of the backlog of everything. Because I upgraded this to a diamond chest and it was just full. And, you know, this was only doing one thing at a time. It was just taking forever. So I added this second one to it. We have, it looks like, run out of cinnabar. Let me just make sure that I'm not having the weird glitch thing. Nope, I can see all my stuff. So we have at this point run out of cinnabar completely, but we have enough, pretty much it looks like, to, you know, maintain. Every once in a while we'll get a cluster that's going to come through without a piece of cinnabar, so it's not going to get, you know, 5x or whatever, but I think we're okay. So really, I don't need this extra one anymore. So we can just go ahead and remove this guy from the chain so that this is the only one running. And he's also the only one getting the cinnabar. And yeah, I think this automation actually works fairly well. We just need to get more, at this point, we just need more cinnabar essentially. But we're getting cinnabar from, you know, our thing. And at this point, we've slowed down on our cluster production. So we're able to pretty much maintain. And it doesn't always use the cinnabar. Sometimes it, you know, it just doesn't. So yeah, I think this will work very well for what we have. Like if we look at diamonds, we have 516 diamonds, and that's after me using 64 diamonds to go ahead and craft us up a bunch of processors and stuff, so that way we're not bottlenecked and waiting for all this stuff to finish. And as you can see here, I have a bunch of stuff taught to the system on how to auto craft. That's what I've done in between episodes, set up some auto crafting. So if we come into our storage area and we look, we have 3 new crafters. We have iron crafters. Iron crafters are super cheap to make. It's literally just a regular crafter here, and then just with some iron. So we make a regular crafter, which the system knows how to make. It also knows how to make the iron crafters, but it's just iron and a chest. Super simple. If we want to upgrade these to gold, we can do so, but it requires these neural processors, which I was like, oh, darn, those are going to require like nether stars or something. They're actually pretty cheap. It's a diamond and a piece of gold and then some obsidian and stuff, but it's not too bad. So if we want to upgrade to gold, and that's all the way to the netherite tier. Now, obviously, netherite's going to require blocks of netherite, so that's going to be slightly unfeasible. But we could do up to diamond tier if we wanted to, which holds a lot of patterns. It's 63 patterns per. But as it stands now, I think we're okay. So we have a couple thermal things. We have our compact machines in here. We have, you know, all of the refined storage, and then this one's completely empty as of this moment. And we're doing good on all of our storage. Like if we look inside of here, we're using only 7K. I don't even need these other discs. If I wanted to get rid of them, I could. This is why I set up the drawer system instead of, you know, letting everything just fill up into the refined storage, which is a feasible option. You just have to make a bunch of discs, and I don't like it. Discs are expensive, drawers are cheap. So yeah, anyway, so today I want to continue working towards our industrial foregoing setup here, because we started this a couple episodes ago and then never continued it. And that's what I want to do. In order to do so, though, we're going to need a couple things. First off, I'm going to need to set up fluids into refined storage with an external storage. In order to do so, though, I'm going to need some more ender tanks. And so we need to get more blaze rods. And you may be wondering, where are we going to get blaze rods, TheAndrata? You haven't even been to the nether yet. We're on episode 23 and haven't even touched another dimension. And I understand that. I do. But we have blaze powder. And blaze rods can be made in a multi-servo press with no die cast straight into blaze rods. So we're going to do it. We're going to set it up and do the thing. So I taught the system how to make the things, but it used the wrong tin for the recipe. That is the one thing with not having things like or dictionary, and I accidentally have this in exact mode, which is the issue. Okay, so what happened here is this. Nope, it's not even this recipe. We can uncheck exact for that though. It is the tin gear. So come over here. There is another machine we can make, by the way, that will make all this. I don't have to keep running back and forth. That is the crafter manager. And I'll put that on my to-do list so we can make that. I'm also going to need let's look up manager. We're going to need a fluid grid. Yeah, fluid grid. Add those to the to-do list. So if I put this recipe back in here, you're going to see it wants to use these tin ingots from Project Red Core. I don't want that. I just want any tin ingot. If I go in here and I look for tin, we can replace this here and then click create, and it'll create it. And it's no longer on exact mode, so it'll use any or dictionary tin that is in the system. You don't have to wait and use the Project Red Core tin, which I don't even know where to get that from. But anyway, multi-servo press. So now we should be able to click on this. So now the nice thing with auto crafting being set up, if I hover over this button, you're going to see, okay, the things that don't have a highlight are things that we have available in our system currently. The blue highlight means that the system is able to auto craft those, and the red means that it can't auto craft. I have not taught Constantin gears to the system because I don't know how often we're really going to be using Constantin gears. But if we hover over this, you'll see we can auto craft the machine frame. So as the tooltip suggests, if we hit Control and then click, it's going to automatically queue up the crafting process for the machine frame, which is absolutely fantastic for refined storage. It's one of my favorite use cases of refined storage. I do not think, I don't know if Applied Energistics has that or if it's been added or what, but if it's not, it's a game changer for digital storage. By the way, I had to upgrade our, I have a factory block there instead of blue magma. Where'd my blue magma go? Oh, wait, no, you're the pillars. Okay. I upgraded this guy to tier 5 for the cobble gen. I was AFKing for a while so we could build up some the nether debris stuff, ancient debris nuggets, so that we can get some netherite for the future, and ran out of cobblestone we lost power again. So I upgraded that to tier 5, tick accelerated it a bunch to get it up to a good amount in there, but it's been able to maintain easily. Look at how fast that's filling up. I think when I tick accelerated it, it got up to 100,000 cobblestone, and it's now at 263, so it maintains fairly easily. So let's go ahead and put our multi-servo press here. We need to get a energy pipe. Bam, bam, and there's multi-servo press. So from there, all we have to do is grab some blaze and throw it in there, and it'll do the thing. Do I have any? I know I taught the system how to make some, but I do have extras from when I was doing all my dynamos. So I don't need all of those, but we need some. And then I have, no, you're the dynamo ones. Do I have any of the machine ones? I don't think so. Well, we can speed it up a little bit with this, and we can speed it up with a time in a bottle. Just like that. And there we go. Blaze rods available to us without having to, actually kill any blazes at all. I like it. Not that blazes are hard to kill, but why do work when do less work can do? Why use more words when less words do? Ender tank. Okay, so what we're gonna need is a ender tank. We're gonna want this one on the blue. So let's get some wool. Do I have a blue wool? I do. And this is gonna be the one for the water, right? So we're gonna have this come into our system. We're gonna say, hey, we need a cauldron. I also taught the system how to make obsidian, so it'll do that for us with our essence. And swap that out. So now this is a water ender tank. I love how the icon renders the liquid that's inside of this. So what we're gonna do is pop into our storage system here and set this up. And this is gonna be our fluid crafting wall. So we need to grab, some cables over here. And again, this one's gonna have to be back one, but the cables are gonna run behind. And we'll start it here. That's fine. So let's get, do I have cables in my backpack? I really should just move everything into my backpack now that I have access to this. Did I teach the system how to make cables? I have not. That's fine though. Easy to craft. And I will teach the system how to make cables for future. So let's go ahead and run the cables all along the back here and then come right up here. Bam, bam. We can close all this off. And this is going to be actually, okay, so the way that this is going to work is in the future, we're going to have an input tank, we're going to have a storage buffer, and then we're going to have an output tank. So what I want to do is move this over by one so we can have the external storages sit here. Or do we just want it to butt up against the wall? Yeah, we'll just have it. We'll have it butt up against the wall. That way we can maximize this compact machine. But for this one, we don't have to worry about it because this tank is just water. We don't really need. Do we want a buffer for our water? What kind of options do we have for buffers? Ideally, what I would use is Industrial Foregoing's tanks. Do I have any tanks available? Have I gotten any from rewards? Black hole units, but no tanks. This is generally what I use is the black hole tanks from Industrial Foregoing because they you can push and pull from these without having to have any pipes, so it makes things a little more compact. We could probably pull a pity black hole tank off for now, and then we can upgrade this as we go. So we're gonna want to, we'll just go ahead and grab these. So we're gonna need 2 eyes of ender, and 2 buckets, and a pity machine frame, and we can get a pity black hole tank, and this will hold 64 buckets. So let's go ahead and move this. We're going to set this up here. We're going to put our ender tank here. And then we're going to say, hey, sir, you are going to be able to pull from the left. And then it'll start filling up with water. So this is going to be our water tank. And eventually we will switch this over to the simple black hole tank that can hold 1,000 buckets, but 64 buckets for the moment is going to be fine. So this is going to pull from there. And then we're going to have an output tank over here, which means we're going to have to do something like... we should really change the coloring of this to like blue, white, blue, and then the blue, blue, blue could be our output tank. I think I'm gonna do that, but we'll do it in a moment. So what we need to do is take our external storage, which I thought I had made, but I may have put away. No, I guess not. I thought I had one. But anyway, external storage. All we have to do is take this, put it on the back of our pity black hole tank. We're going to go into the front here. We're going to turn off everything except for the back is going to be enabled, and the right is going to be pushed because eventually we're going to have another ender tank set up over here. And we're going to change this to fluid mode. So now it's going to say, okay, this can hold 64 buckets, and it currently has 52. And that's it. Water is going to go into here, and it's going to be available to our refined storage system. How do we see that? Well, we need to go out here. We need to go to sleep real quick. I said real quick, but that took forever. And then we need to make the fluid grid that we had talked about earlier. So let's go ahead and let's teach the system how to make a grid because we may need more of these, and I don't want to, it's a lot of work. So you are the grid recipe. Excuse me, I need to change my spawn location apparently. Let's just set our spawn to like right here in the center of the room. I don't see us building a bunch of stuff there, so... okay, so fluid grid can now be made with a grid. And then I just need a bucket. Should teach the system how to make buckets too, but that's okay. So fluid grid, bam. And we can attach this to the side here. And now we can see, if I get rid of the word bucket from there, we can see we have water. We have 64 buckets of water available in our refined storage system. This can stay this large. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to really be using this too much. Like we could shrink it down if we wanted to. And the nice thing with this is if we do have buckets available in our system, we can come over here and say, get rid of that. We can grab a bucket of water and we can put a bucket of water back if we had water being voided. Stop. You should not be JEIcing. You're not, actually. So why do you show up, Buck? Anyway, there we go. Water. So what I want to do now is go here. Let's grab some bone meal. Get some white dye. And I think that's how we're going to set things up until we can get to at least quantum entangloporters from mechanism. But I have not set up any mechanism, so we do not have the ability to do any of this. But when we set up quantum entangloporters, it'll make it much easier to manage these networks. But for now, we want to set up our water on this is the input for the water. So we want to set this up on blue, white, blue. So it's going to fill up with water. We can go into our network here and we can change that one as well. So let's get another piece of bone meal, white dye, bam, blue, white, blue. And then we just need to get blue dye, piece of wool, bam, blue wool, and then we just need another ender tank. Yeah, I thought I had clicked the right button, but I didn't. And now blue, blue, blue can go here. So blue, white, blue is input. Blue, blue, blue is output for this. And so what this is going to do, it's going to transfer from here. It's going to buffer the 64 buckets of water, and then it'll transfer over to our ender tank for usage. And this is going to be, you know, it's not the fastest thing in the world for this to pull. We may even be able to do this to make it go faster. Yeah, the ender tank moves faster than what this can pull at this tier, at least. So this will fill up, and then eventually it'll back stuff once we use all, you know, we get enough water. But we're using water down here. So where's it at? We're using water here, so eventually it'll back stuff once all these get full of their water. But it's going to take a minute because we had it unplugged for a little while, so it's just going to take a bit for all that to equalize. But there's water in the system, and I hope that makes sense how we set this up, because we're going to be doing it again for our latex. We're going to set the same thing up for our latex, but this time we're going to use gray. I want gray wool. And I have light gray wool, and I just want some gray dye. Actually, no, we can do white dye. That's fine. But we're going to set it up the exact same way for this. So we're going to get another cauldron. Or 2. Or 4. Whatever. And we're going to get an ender tank. And this one we're going to set up on the gray, but it's going to be gray, white, gray. Yeah. Light gray, light gray, light gray for latex. Does that make sense? Yeah, we can set that up. Okay, so we'll do this one. So we're going to have one here, and we're going to need another one in our storage room. And I'm going to take both of these, and we're going to change them to white, white, or gray, white, gray. Bone meal. Just get a bunch of white dye. So I like that idea. The color, white color, is input tanks. And then what we can do is take this singularity tank, break it. We're going to put this one here, and then we can pop this guy. You know, he can go on the side. I just want to get all of this out of there. We can do that in the storage room. That's fine. So we'll take this. We're going to pop over to our storage area, and we're going to set up another one. Same process. So what we can do is take our ender tank, and I want to turn off the all sides exporting on this. That way it doesn't input anything else. Like, I don't want water to come into this tank because it's empty, if that makes sense. So we're going to set this here, and we'll pull all the liquid from this into another pity black hole tank. Bam. So we can do this, and we can do this. You're going to pull, you're going to push. To be honest, we really don't need to push. We'll just turn this off. a back is going to be enabled because refined storage is going to handle all this. We don't need, a latex out. We just need latex in. But what we can do is set this up here, and you can pull from there for the moment, and it'll start draining all of this into there. Bam, done. So there's 6 buckets of latex, and then we just need another external storage. Set to fluids. Fluids. And there we go. And you are going to be reset, disabled. So you're going to pull and you're going to be enabled. And then this will do its thing with the water. We may run into an issue with the water at some point with this. We'll figure it out. The issue is that we're not getting water fast enough. We may have to pull out of that ender tank a little faster just to at least get the back stuff going. But we'll get there. I'll look into it in between episodes. But now that gives us the ability to get an exporter. And if we come over here, and actually we shouldn't even need to, we can use JEI to do this. So we come here and we grab a cable. And no, not an exporter, a crafter. Let's get we'll grab an iron crafter. I don't remember exactly how many recipes need to go into this, but if we go over here, get the iron crafter, get the wrench from refined storage, and turn it around to face the proper direction so it's facing in, we can say, okay, you're going to get all your stuff from here, and then you can output to a importer. From here. And again, a couple more cables. An importer there. We could set up an interface too, so that way we don't see the gap, but it's okay. So with all of this is now automated, so we can actually go ahead and teach the system how to do the things that we're wanting it to do, like get the simple black hole tanks, right? Because the simple black hole tanks are going to require a simple machine frame. And in order to make a simple machine frame, we need plastic, a pity, iron ingot, and a little bit of latex. So we can go ahead and teach the system this. And so what it's going to do is going to put all of the items that are needed. And if we switch over here to fluids, you're going to see it put 0.25 buckets of latex in the fluid. So if we do this, you're going to see, bam, it has all of the stuff needed to make this, which is great. So if we come over here, we put the simple machine frame in. Now we're going to need other things. I don't think that we have the ability to... Can we just make this? Do I have all this stuff for this? No. So we need to teach you how to make nether bricks and make pity machine frames. So nether bricks, just these nether bricks, are going to be a smelting process, which we don't have any kind of smelting set up. This is actually our first machine that we're auto crafting with. So we can use... let's see, it's just netherrack, right? Yeah, so let's get netherrack. Just get some of that. Pop over here. And actually, I don't know why I did that. We can come over here. Now I'm thinking too, with XNet, we could automate this if we really wanted to. Is that all the nether essence I had? Because oh no, it can only do 48 is the issue. Okay, so nether bricks are in there. And what were we doing? Simple machine frame. I need to teach you a pity machine frame. Pity machine frame. So you need to learn how to make that, which is whatever logs is fine. And you should actually be able to be okay with everything else. Do I have logs taught? No. Let's teach oak logs to the system so that it knows how to do those as well. And if we come over here, we go into here and pop this into any one of these, doesn't matter. Now, if we come over here, we take a nap. And we come up to our dissolution chamber and we say, hey, I need a pity machine frame or a simple machine frame. I request it. It says, okay, TheAndrata, you got everything you need. We're going to go ahead and do the thing. So I hit start. And you're going to see here, it put everything in, including the 250 millibuckets of latex, the exact amount that is needed. It's going to craft. do the thing, which at this tier without any upgrades, it is fairly slow, but that's okay. It's going to do it, and bam, it automatically imported, and we got the stuff that we needed. And we have a simple machine frame, which means I could make a simple black hole tank, which can hold 1,000 buckets. Just need 2 eyes of ender. And there we go. Look at that. Industrial foregoing automated. Fluid crafting. So then when we get to the higher tiers, all we have to do is put the recipes for the stuff in here. And when we get to the higher tiers, we can, we can set up a input thing for pink slime and liquid meat and all of the stuff that we need for, industrial foregoing crafting. I do need to automate the placing of the acacia logs. So let's just, let's do that really quick. Let's put this here. We've had this on our to-do list for a while. Let's check out this mechanical placer and see exactly how this thing works. So we can just have this fully automated so we can just keep getting latex as needed. Mechanical placer, you place facing this direction. You need power? No. If I put an acacia log in you, you just place it. Simple as that. Ticks per operation. I think if you give it power, it will operate faster. But as it stands, that is that. Now, how do I get it to rotate? I know the refined storage wrench a lot of times can rotate machines. So let's see if we can use it. We can. Perfect. Except it won't. Okay. I need it to face up. Let's see if we can't get it to face up if we do place it here. Power is going to have to go away for the moment. Okay, so then can I rotate it to face upwards? No. Okay, I need it to be able to face up. How do I get it to face up? Just like that. So what I need to do is go ahead and actually break this. We're going to break this. I'm going to grab that. We're going to pop down here. We're going to do this and this. It's convoluted, but it should theoretically work. And then if we take this and we place it, fall down a little bit. Here, there we go. It's facing the correct direction. Okay. So then if we give this the acacia logs, it'll place the acacia log right above it in the correct spot. Oh, no, I'm one too low. Darn it. It's because I can't, it's hard to see what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? So let's grab this again. We'll place these here. There we go. Come on. I was wondering why it was so, I was so low when I was placing this mechanical placer, why it was placing it so low, but now it makes sense. So there we go. Now that's good. We need to get an external storage or a exporter set up onto this. So let's see, what's the best way for us to do this? Probably like this. I really wish we had better flight. Oh, come on. Place the cable. Place the cable. There we go. Place it. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, my. I'm flying everywhere. This is not intentional. Nope. Oh, my gosh. I got cables all over the place that don't belong. Okay, you're broke. You're broke. Need to fix the power, which can be done like so. And just there. Okay, power is now resolved. And then that's an exporter. So what we want to do is get a crafting card or a crafter upgrade. I always forget what it's called. Crafting upgrade. Oh, crafting upgrade. So we can just control click. It'll make the stuff that we need. And then bam, we have that. We're also going to need acacia logs to export, but I'll teach the system how to do those. So we can just do exporter crafting upgrade, and I also probably want to get a regulator upgrade because that thing has a lot of inventory. So let's get a regulator upgrade. Just like we did before with our patterns, we'll just say, hey, only keep 64 acacia logs in the inventory. You're going to do acacia logs, and you're going to do 64. So now this thing should get more acacia logs. So if we come over here, teach the system how to make acacia, we should be okay. Recipe for you is this. If we come into here, pop these right into here. Now it should request the crafting and everything should be good. And this is fully automated and it's going to keep 64 of them in there because of the regulator upgrade that I put in. And that is pretty much it. So we have the simple black hole tank. So I can go ahead and swap out the one that we have for the water, which I'll do in between episodes. You guys already seen me do that. So we'll have 1,000 buckets of water available to us. We're going to have latex starting to go into the system as these things process it and everything. So we'll have, you know, latex available for crafting, and we can start working on tiering up in Industrial Foregoing so that we can get to the enchanting, so we can go to the nether. That was the whole goal, like 5 episodes back, was to get in Industrial Foregoing to get enchanting. And it's led to this whole tangent of us with compact machines and more power and all this stuff. But we finally got to the point where we can progress. So if you enjoyed this episode, and actually, you know what, before we wrap up, I have a bunch of quests. We have not collected quests in a while. And I want to do so like now because, you know, collecting quests is fun. That's the whole point of me picking a pack like this, is because I wanted quests. Let's get my stone bricks. There they are. Let's do this so that we can see anything that shows up in these 2 slots came from our quests. So quest-wise, we have some from refined storage for our crafters and our grids. We have industrial foregoing. We have thermal. We have a whole bunch in the miscellaneous from our compact machines, and then mini utilities for the mechanical miner and placer. So yeah, let's go ahead and collect all the rewards. So many rewards that some of them fell out into the world. A wyvern pickaxe from Draconic. 4 wyvern pickaxes. That's very interesting that we got 4 of those. Iron seeds. That's great. Ring of the mantle. We've already had that. Tier 3 storage module. RF tools. Eternium boots. 4 armor. 3.5 armor toughness. 2 knockback. They are better than our unstable boots, but our unstable boots have no durability. So I'm kind of sort of leaning towards keeping these. Material Stonework Factory, 2 more ender tanks. We'll take it. Building wand, energy hopper, a copy paste gadget. Is that the last thing that I needed? A gold jetpack. Really? Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the exact same thing I already had. Okay, whatever. Actually, I need to put that gold jetpack in because it's using all of my stuff. A teleportation wand. How does this guy work? Oh my. It's actually a really good teleport. And it sounds cool. So I'm like, oh, look, I want to come over here. Bam. Let's go over here. Bam. Oh, I need to get over there. Oh, that's so far. All right. I like the teleportation one. We need to figure out the wyvern pickaxe, but it requires energy modules to function, in which we have not gotten into draconic at all. So I'm going to assume we have no energy modules available to us. But yeah, anyway, now that is the wrapping up point for this episode. So if you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. And thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.